Hey everybody. So yeah, after this silly stab, we're gonna start off with something entirely new. This is from a Prolander showmatch that was put on by Recharge Gaming League and Sigafu, the legendary Highlander engineer. And it features our old friend Uncle Dane as the other team captain. Yeah, so keep in mind, this is totally new to every player here, although these are all very experienced and high caliber players. We are pretty much just playing it like it's Highlander with 2 players down at all time. Prolander has a class limit of 1 and 7 players. But it doesn't really play like 6s, even though it's just 1 player off. The class distribution and playing payload and whatnot, it really feels like a less crowded Highlander. I'd recommend you go and sign up for the league and try it out. I had a real blast. But I see our demo's pushing up, and an opportunity to sap and make the sentry stuck there so Dane can't teleport it out of the way. But he's good, and he gets it just in time. Here, I make a mistake. They are not running a soldier right now. I kind of forgot it wasn't Highlander. I also probably should have noticed that I had the shovel out as my disguise. I thought it would be the escape plan, which would make a lot more, or whip, which would make a lot more sense for the soldier to have that at that time. So yeah, I believe in lots of decloaking and recloaking. These open up a lot of opportunities, and it confuses and disorients your opponents, and kind of wear them down until you can get little opportunities like that. Okay, so that's Prolander. Let's just do some covering now. It's mostly what I do these days. This is a neat little way to handle the first point of Dust Bowl, which is last point of Dust Bowl, which is very spammy and can be pretty difficult. Really, especially if you're running this sort of loadout where you don't have disguises and sentries. A lot of the time, you can, or a common thing to do is to go back to their spawn and take the teleporter in there. But this is another thing you can do ever since the speed boost of the Dead Ringer was introduced. Okay, so we don't have a disguise. Definitely want to get some Dead Ringer charge. Maybe draw that engineer back here so I can stab him and get a disguise from him. Yeah, I did not realize that was a teleport exit. I thought that was the entrance to the entrance across from the dispenser. I do not recommend jumping over teleporter exits. So yeah, at this point I'm just kind of trying to bait this engineer back, and I get a different guy than I was expecting. I know I don't really have to worry about him because of the way he's acting, and frankly because of his hat. So I'm just going to be a little bold here. Notice I sap the sentry, but not the dispenser. The dispenser's my friend right now. It's not doing anything for them. It's mostly just a way for me to get metal and heal, and I can sap it for more metal if I need to, but I'm gonna go ahead and just rely on the teleporters for that for now. Although, there we go. That entrance turned out to be a friend. I think that sniper's coming back though, so let's wait for a second here. There we go. Alright, now let's go over to Highlander. This is just a lobby. These are just lobbies, rather. Yeah, that's an example of using movement to get into range of the target. Had I just charged that pyro, he probably wouldn't have charged at me, but doing that little 360 confused him as to which way I was intending to go, and he rushed me when he shouldn't have. With that sniper, that's just an example of how you don't always want to strafe, or have to strafe, for certain scouts. You can just backpedal, or hold forward in such a way that you go perpendicular to them, and it's essentially the same thing as a strafe stab. But you're just kind of using different keys in a way. Right, so here I decloak kind of an audible distance of the sniper, and I think he reacts to it a little late and goes back to check for me, and I recloak rapidly so I can get the jump on him, and I'm in nice range to be able to sneak up on it or rush his teammates and get the frontal stab before they can really get out of range of my melee, which would be a smart thing to do. Oh gosh, this is exactly why I love the big earner. Not much to say about that. Yeah, I love the big earner. Alright, remember when you're getting air blasted, you really don't have to give up. If the Pyro plays it safe and just kind of keeps his distance and doesn't try to toy with you that much, you can often hang in there and get the stab still. And a lot of time, if you air strafe right, there I kind of backpedal to put the brakes on the air blast before the Pyro could react. And there I actually don't land on him like I was entirely intending, but he still let me get in range for a strafe stab. So yeah, just try to surf towards your target and just make the air blast turn out not that nice. Here's a good example of why when there's a lot of metal around, it's a really great idea to decloak and recloak as much as possible. That speed boost is really lovely. Here, I'm just waiting at the spawn and holding tab to look at the scoreboard, and no one's respawning. So I run out of cloak. I decide to switch to engineer, which is the only thing that could be on top of that sentry, and he doesn't buy it, but that's okay. Alright guys, thanks for coming out.